This perp back with another video, and I just got done watching NOS4A2 Season 2, Episode 6. And before I get into this review, I would like to let you know that this will contain spoilers. So if you haven't seen this episode yet, come back and check out this review after you checked out the episode. With all that being said, let's hop right into this episode and waste no more time. So we get more of the mystery person. We get his actual name. His name is John. He tries to take out Vic using this doctor, and this is where we finally get Maggie doing something in this whole entire season, after 5 episodes. But this anyways, she pretty much makes it her duty to pretty much figure out what is going on here. Why is this person trying to take out Vic? While that's going on, Vic and her mother kind of just have this back and forth, and Vic tries to explain to her mother what is going on with her and what's going on with this whole situation. While that goes on, back with Charlie Minx, and they're taking forever to get to Christmas Land. They're really dragging this whole thing out. But anyways, Wayne sees his actual father, and Wayne's having this conversation with Charlie, and Charlie's just telling lies as Wayne's father is telling him don't believe him, which is interesting that he can't see Wayne's father, but Wayne can. Does Wayne have some type of gift or ability like Vic? Who knows? That's yet to be seen. That's still an interesting thing that could happen throughout this series. But anyways, going back to Maggie and her quest to find out what's going on with this John character and what his deal is, why is he trying to kill Vic, what's his purpose. And she kind of plays his game, and they just have this back and forth at this bar, and she wants to learn more about his power and vice versa, but he also wants to find out about her power as well. We'll get back to that. While that's going on, this is probably one of my favorite parts of this episode. These two scenes right here where we have Vic's mom and dad kind of talking about Vic, and Vic's mom's like really worried about her. She even threatened to put Vic in a psych ward if she didn't chill out. But on the other side, Vic's father understands and is willing to believe his daughter. At first, Vic's mom really didn't want to believe it, but now I think she's kind of coming around to it. I'll get back to that very shortly. Then the other scene that I wanted to talk about is Vic and Lou. Poor Lou, man, he's just been getting tossed around. He really can't really do much, but he's still riding for Vic and wants to help find Wayne. But honestly, if this was me, I would have just told Vic to kick rocks, honestly. But I understand, like, he really loves and cares about Vic and Wayne. Speaking of which, let's go back to talking about Vic and her mom. She pretty much opens up to her more about her abilities, her gifts, and she's kind of a little bit more understanding, understandably, because how would you react if your kid had powers and stuff? And so I completely understand. It's interesting that she said she still doesn't understand her powers. I'm talking about Vic, and it's been 8 years. That's a whole nother thing that I don't even want to think about. Going back to Maggie and John, we get more of what John wants in life. He wants to get immortality, and Maggie pretty much uses her tiles to tell if this is going to come true, and it doesn't come true. And she tries to finesse John, and John tries to eliminate her, but ends up failing. Which, this was kind of a letdown, because I thought John was going to be a big player. It could be that they're setting something up with him He couldn't be dead. Probably he possibly isn't dead. He could possibly still be a major player, probably into next season. Who knows? But if he just died off like that, that's kind of weak. That's kind of ass. So now we go back to Vic, and she sees her bike in just pieces and completely breaks down and feels hopeless. But Lou tries to pick her spirits back up and says, I can fix this. I'm the best mechanic. And this is what I have like a love-hate relationship between like Vic and Lou's relationship. It's kind of weird. It's a little unbelievable, but sometimes you just feel for Lou's character and just Vic, and you just want to see her get her son back at the end of the day. Speaking of which, that's what Vic was worried about, her son changing into one of those little monsters. And the more time he spends in Charlie Minx's car and gets closer and closer to Christmas Land, the more he turns into a monster. He even kills an innocent butterfly. But I think there's more to Wayne's character that they're just kind of just teasing. I feel like he has some type of ability. But speaking about Maggie's girlfriend, I forget her name, I'm drawing a blank on her name right now. She's all about just trying to crack down on Bing and try to put things together and kind of help the situation, but ends up losing, kind of getting let go or put on suspension. She has this really cool, like, interesting back and forth between her and Maggie about just her abilities and her being acceptant of it and whatnot. Not my cup of tea. It could have been left out of this episode, but felt a lot like filler. But anyways, that's what pretty much she was up to this episode. So the episode ends with, Bing popping out of nowhere and turning on Charlie and putting him to sleep, not knowing what he's going to do. But based off of what I saw for the next episode preview, it looks like he's just going to torture him, which was a kind of interesting twist. So Wayne's father tells Wayne to call Vic again, and Vic answers, and that pretty much ends the episode. Now she kind of knows the whereabouts of where Wayne is at, but I'm pretty sure by the time they show up, he is not going to be there. He's going to be gone again. So how do you guys feel about this episode? I know a lot of people have fallen off the show. Me, I'm still kind of interested. I'm just want to see how it's going to all end. Some things are disappointing, but I still am enjoying what I'm watching so far. It's nothing too mind-blowing, but we'll see where it goes. Till next time, I will see y'all later. Peace.